Hello and welcome to Hopkins High School for tonight, boys soccer featuring the Cooper Hawks and the Hopkins Royals. Hello again, everybody. Wally Langfellow along with Sig Lively coming to you from Hopkins. Kind of a windy, brisk night here in Hopkins, and an interesting matchup because a couple of clubs that have struggled all season long. Hopkins only has not won a game. Cooper only has one win to their credit. They got to get things going pretty soon because the playoffs are only a couple weeks away.
Well, that is so true, and it is important for the teams to come and get as many victories as they can going into the section seedings. That's when you end up playing the top seeded teams. You don't want to be in the bottom of the pile. So yeah, it is late in the season. They got to get going, got to get some wins under their belts, and get some confidence going into the end of the season.
The other thing that both teams clearly have struggled at is scoring. Cooper's been outscored 13-1 in their last three contests. Hopkins hasn't scored since September 6th. So something's got to give here tonight.
Well, you would think so. I mean, either the defense is going to dominate or the offense is finally going to get in gear and start scoring some goals. We'll see how they are when they come out and play, but maybe they're playing too tentative, playing up in the center, in the middle, rather than going on the outside to draw the defense out. Or they're going on the outside, taking long shots that aren't going to score. Or they're taking shots that are too far out and then they're missing the goal, which is usually what happens when teams are struggling.
All right, finally, the Metro West versus the Lake Conference. Cooper in that Metro West, of course, Hopkins in the Lake. Compare and contrast the two conferences, what these two teams see on a regular basis.
Well, Metro West has smaller schools and may not have the competition as the Lake. Lake Conference is very strong. You got some really good teams, so you can almost look at Hopkins and say, yeah, we understand why they lost some games. They played some really good teams. But you got to play up to your conference capabilities, and you can't just sit there and let everybody roll over you.
All right, something's going to give tonight. It's Hopkins and Cooper here tonight at Hopkins. We'll be back with the opening kickoff right after this timeout.
Meals on Wheels gives me a chance to be totally selfless. More than the food itself, a lot of seniors don't have family. So just to have someone to talk to, just to say, hey, how was your day? That means so much more than a meal could ever mean. We have to look outside of ourselves to be that lifeline to other people. It's worth it.
Welcome back to Hopkins High School as we get set for tonight's match between the Royals of Hopkins and the Cooper Hawks. As we discussed prior to the contest, both clubs struggling. Cooper outscored 13-1 in their last three games. They are 1-6-2 on the season. And the Hawks most recently lost 3-0 to Fridley. That was this past Saturday. Last week, losing 5-0 to Chaska, 5-1 to De La Salle, and then the 3-0 Fridley game. The last and only win for Cooper this year was back on September 11th, a 6-0 shutout victory over Minneapolis Henry. As for the Royals of Hopkins, they have one tie. Check that. They have three ties on their record. They are 0-5-3 on the year. They lost to Minneapolis Washburn this past Saturday 5-0. They did tie Eden Prairie, which I think is significant that they did not lose the match. However, again, they have struggled to score. The last time they scored was in a 1-1 tie to Wayzata back on September 6th. So, Zig, back to what we were talking about during the on-field pregame. The matchup between Lake Conference and Metro West, the matchups that Hopkins has had to play a Wayzata to a 1-1 tie, to play Eden Prairie to a 0-0 tie. I mean, we're talking about two different levels of soccer in many ways.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what we're alluding to. It depends on the quality of the teams that you're playing. And when you're up against the Wayzatas and Eden Prairie, the Lake Conference is just stacked with good teams.
In every sport.
Yeah.
And soccer, boys soccer is no different.
Especially in soccer. They got some really strong programs.
A senior starting at midfield, number 3, Zach.
Of course, last week with that horrific rainstorm that we had, Hopkins had their match at Minnetonka washed out. I mean, that day, it just came down in buckets last Thursday, as you recall. And
we were at Maple Grove covering that game.
And that got washed out too, I assume.
Yes, it did, yeah. And I remember on the way home, I was doing a white knuckle drive all the way from here to Hudson.
Yeah.
It was terrible.
It really was bad. I was covering a Concordia University college football game last Thursday night, and they literally started at 6. They played like for 5 minutes, and then they delayed it until almost 8:30, and then they restarted it. And a team from Nebraska, and so the weather dictated that game would either be delayed or postponed. And of course, with the team in from Nebraska, they were going to postpone, or they were going to delay it as much as possible to try and get it in. But these two clubs trying to get their footing, as they, so to speak, as they head towards the postseason. And we'll see what gives here tonight.
Also coaching for the Royals, Robbie Hill.
In the nets tonight, and as soon as they break that huddle, will be Sam Thurston for the Cooper Hawks. Hawks dressed in their white with the orange numerals, and there's the Hopkins Royals. The royal blue with the white numerals and shorts. Well, speaking of rain, it has looked like it. There were a few drops of rain before the game as the clubs were warming up. Nothing steady though, so hopefully we'll make it through here without any major precipitation and get this thing in.
Yeah, we'll get the game in. I looked at the radar. There was no ominous thunderstorms coming in, but there is a little wave of moisture that's heading this way. And if it holds together, we could get a little bit wet, but nothing as crazy as we saw Thursday.
There's a look at the Hawks. We are just about set to go. Cooper defending the goal to our right. And Thurston whacks it right away back out to midfield. Hawks send it ahead. Picked up there for Cooper by Henry Sua. Sua battling, and it goes over the touchline, and it will be last touched by Cooper, so it'll be Hopkins' throw in on that far sideline. I think we're going to get a goal kick here, I believe.
I believe we're going to have a corner.
Is it a corner?
First corner of the match.
Stay deep, Tyler. Someone needs to stay deep.
You are correct.
Hopkins lines that up. That's
Good opportunity. Good opportunity here right away for Hopkins, and Hawks able to play it out of there, chasing it down for Hopkins. That's Oranges Macilius. Cooper throw in. And back out of play, and so another Cooper throw in on that far sideline. Just underway here from Hopkins.
and so forth, back and forth. One corner, the only advantage so far with the set play.
Wilson, now this is Martinez. Martinez sends it ahead and covered up nicely. And the Royals head the other direction. Jonas Swan, the netminder, gets it back out towards midfield where Cooper regains control. Picked up there by Henry Sua. Sua on that far sideline. being pursued there and out over the touchline. Throw in for Cooper. And again, it is Sua battling, and we're going to have a foul.
I think it's going to be a throw-in.
Over the touchline?
No, you're right. It's a foul on Hopkins.
So the free kick from the opposite side.
It's up a little bit short.
Yeah.
Then cleared out by the Royals.
Picked up there by Ben Paschke for Hopkins. Cooper regains control, but heading the wrong direction with it here is Wilson.
Well, that's okay. They bring the ball back, kind of reload, and then turn it over.
He went a long ways, though. He must have gone 25 yards with that thing. Played back ahead for the Hawks. Chasing for Cooper now, that's Alexis Martinez. Simon Dyson. Hawks coming again with it. Now Hopkins regains control. Lead pass picked off there and whacked out of play by Sam Dennis.
I'm not sure you really want to do that, giving the ball up on a turnover your own end.
That's Jarjay. Cyrus Jarjay there. Nice long throw in. And Thurston is there to scoop it up. Head come the Hawks. Led ahead by Diamond Yali. Picked off by, that's Comchilles, Evan Comchilles. Out over the touchline, throw in for Hopkins. Shot towards the net. Thurston watches it go by, and it'll be a goal kick here. And it'll be Racinos putting it into play for Cooper. Good distance out towards midfield. The header there by Cooper's Simon Dyson.
Yep, anytime you get that goal kick to the midfield, you're doing just fine.
Last touch by Hopkins, throw in for the Hawks on this near sideline. Dyson sends it ahead, or Racinos rather. Last touch by the Hawks, throw in for the Hopkins Royals. This will be Charlie McAllister.
Wow, nice deep.
Nice long throw in, huh?
Reminiscent of the game we covered last year.
Yes.
The throw-in contest.
Yes. I remember it well. Hawks play it back down into the Hopkins end. Battle won there by Martinez. That's scooped up by Swan.
Got a through ball, but it went all the way through to the goal area for a punt. Nice punt. Gets all the way down.
Thurston comes way out of the net here.
But hope he doesn't shank that one. But
And kind of did over the touchline, so a throw in for the Royals right away on that far sideline. And they're unable to control.
Hawks moving down via throw-in.
Back out towards midfield. A little pushing and shoving there. Yali in on the physical play as it goes back over the touchline, and another throw in for Hopkins. We're looking at the radar, and it looks like we're going to get something.
Yeah, we're going to get a little bit of wet.
Yeah, I think we're going to get something. Well, it's kind of moving
Entering the game for the Royals, number
north
5, and
along
goalie
with east.
Yes. However, I have good news.
What's that?
Hot dogs are on the way.
Oh, they're going to deliver them.
We're going to get hot dogs delivered to the press box.
Wow.
Are we important or what?
Well, you are. I don't know. I don't know if I am. It's always good. Thurston left-footed ahead and out over the touchline. So this is going to be a throw in here for Hopkins. Tyler Elliott picked off by the Hawks. Cooper's Lambe Wilson. Pushing and shoving. McAllister finally gains control for Hopkins.
Yeah, Hopkins players are marking up pretty tight.
Here's a shot that's going to go high and wide. And another goal kick for the Cooper Hawks.
Vecinos again. Left-footed, gets it not quite midfield. Possession right now with the Hawks.
Way out of the net comes Jonas Swan for Hopkins. And back out of play. And so this should be a Cooper throw in here. Opportunity for the Hawks to get on the board. Well, that's the big question here. As we talked about earlier, Hopkins only has 2 goals all season long. Cooper has only scored 1 in the last 3 weeks, or 3 games.
So goals are hard to come by.
Yep. I think if you get on the board here, particularly first,
You would have a,
have a slight advantage.
A large advantage,
Yes.
you're saying?
That's what I'm implying here.
Okay. It's pretty early in the game to predict the winner, but we'll see.
I haven't predicted a winner. I'm just telling you. Your squad can.
He wanted a 5 count.
Your squad can get on top. I think it's going to be tough to lose the match.
Ball coming in towards the area, cleared out partially by Hopkins. Now it's cleared out.
Right back out to midfield. Whacked back in there by
Offside.
Stromberg, and yes, just a few. And so this is Charlie McAllister. Good look at Charlie. Junior defender. This is McAllister. Plays it ahead, back to McAllister. The give and go is a little behind him.
Yep, the give and go got up and went.
This
the right idea.
Lambe Wilson. He loses it. Control regained by the Cooper Hawks. This is Simon Dyson now. Hawks trying to maintain control. It's Hopkins. Here's McAllister again. Long lead pass. Header back by Mancilas.
Nice takeaway.
Here come the Hawks. And Swan, again, way out of the net to scoop that thing up. No score. About 13 minutes into this contest. Here come the Royals. Thurston comes way out and dives and lands on top of it. Boy, there's your hot dogs for you. How about that? So the concession stand people come through, they deliver too. Oh, a little mustard, a little ketchup.
They bring hot dogs and condiments.
And condiments. Well, we'll have to check that out at halftime. Here are the Royals. Well, it looks like you're not going to wait till halftime, huh?
Wait? How well do you know me?
Apparently not well enough. Wilson loses it. Regained by the Hawks.
Yeah, a lot of 50-50 takeaways here. Both teams doing a good job of poking that foot in there and getting that ball out and taking the possession.
Back out to midfield. Yali. Yali, nice setup out in front there, and then back to him. And now Hopkins will come the other way. McAllister. Picked off by Wilson. Boy, I tell you, one thing Cooper does have going for him, there has been probably about 80% of the play has been in this end of the field so far. They've done a nice job of controlling play here in the early going.
Yeah, ball possession's been good.
No great opportunities, though.
No, they haven't created any quality shots yet. It could also be because the Hopkins defense has come up and stopped them.
How's the dog?
Very good.
Oh, okay. Is it hot?
Pretty much.
Okay.
Very tasty.
Royals play it out near midfield. Picked off again by the Hawks. McAllister. Leaves it ahead there for Colin O'Reilly. And what are we going to have?
We're going to have a push called.
So a foul on Cooper will set up a free kick for the Hopkins Royals. Take one more look at it.
Yeah, he catches the foot on the way down and trips him, interferes with him.
Incidental, but nonetheless a foul.
Yes, it is. Here we do the customary walk-off of the 12 yards that nobody knows how to measure, except the referee.
Sometimes the referee.
Set plays are the most dangerous. This one is 30 yards out. Fires it into the crowd and hit it out.
Nice job by the Hawks breaking it up. There's an opportunity for the Royals. This is Tyler Elliott. Shot towards the net, scooped up by Sam Thurston. Here come the Hawks. Taken away. Nice takeaway, but then regained possession by Martinez. Back out towards midfield. The header sent back into the Hawks' end. Picked up by McAllister. Left foot's it ahead. Right back out to midfield with Colin O'Reilly. O'Reilly has it taken off his foot. Nice job by Yali. Yali coming ahead, and who touched it last? I think it was last off of Hopkins. Let's see.
That's a Cooper ball.
So Cooper will have the throw-in. And it'll be Wilson Racinos on the throw-in along the near sidelines here.
Entering the game.
Tries to get it ahead to Henry Sua.
And number 18.
High fly ball. gathered in by Swan.
For the Royals, number 11, Hayden Solargo, number 13, Jack Specht, and number 14, Musa Jaite.
Oh, nice move.
Yeah, nice job there by Musa Jaite. On that far side now, Hopkins controlling play. Hawks regain. Martinez. Looking long here for Henry Sua. Sua with a nice little drop pass to Dyson. Namu Garcia just barely got that off before he was bothered from behind.
Cooper maintaining possession.
Like we talked about, they've maintained possession for a fair portion of this first half so far. There's another shot, and that one's going to go wide. Shot taken by Wilson Racinos. And that was one of their better opportunities, actually.
Yeah, they've had 2 shots, 1 on goal percentage 50%. Our new stat this year.
Your new on-goal percentage, did you figure that math out all by yourself, or did you have to look it up?
No, I didn't. I figured it out. I had to key it into the system.
Yeah, I'm sure you did.
Spreadsheet.
Yeah. You needed a spreadsheet for that. Oh, boy, Sig.
High tech, you know.
Yes, you are.
We got to keep Willie up on these things, you know.
Is Willie still doing stats for us?
Yes, he is. He's running the little spreadsheet.
You must have like a secret IFB connection with him giving you all the information you need.
Well, yeah, that's his job.
Okay. That's what I thought. Because I haven't seen him in the press box all night.
He's been hiding.
That's what I thought.
We can't put him on the air. He gets paid extra for that.
It's not in the budget.
No. Even though we doubled his salary, he gets 0. But we doubled it.
Now, corner opportunity here for Hopkins, second of the match. Oh, they just play it in. Interesting.
There's a shot on goal.
And again, Thurston with the scoop. Cooper 1-6-2 on the season. Hopkins 0-5-3. Head come the Hawks. Picked off near midfield. Hawks regain control. Sua trying to move ahead. Now drops it off. Long lead towards the net, and Swan is there to gather it in.
And this is kind of what we were talking about pregame. What kind of shots are they taking? They're taking these shots that are way out.
Taken in by Orangeras Mancias. He still has it. Finally knocked off his foot. The Hopkins folks wanted a foul there. No call. Here come the Hawks.
Nice transition on the counterattack. Here they come on the outside. See if they can swing it in. They had an advantage.
They did. They had a manpower advantage there.
And were not able to get that into play.
Cooper throw in.
Step on the ball and lost control.
Yeah. You can see as you're watching this, that is not a slick surface there. It's just the way the lights are shining off the turf here.
Right.
We have not had any rain of any measurable amount so far tonight. There's a centering pass. And
nobody there. It was one player, but he was off by a good 5 yards.
Yeah.
Good opportunity for Hopkins that time.
There's another chance for Hopkins.
Try it again. Get the cross set up. This one's a little higher.
That's Solargo, and that one goes out of play. But as I was saying, if you look at as you're looking at the pitch, you can see that it looks shiny. It looks like it could be wet, but it's not.
Correct.
It's just the way that the lights are kind of glaring off of the surface. We have not had the rain yet. Now, again, as we looked at radar a few moments ago, it looks like we are going to get some water.
Yeah, it's not going to be a problem. This kind of pitch is set up nicely so it'll drain good. I'm just wondering if they have a fairly new surface. And that's why it's so shiny.
Yeah, he plays on me for text rate.
Hopkins again trying to move, picked off again by the Cooper defense.
And that one is going to go over the end line, and so there'll be another goal kick.
Yeah. It's a hard camera.
Goal kick for the Hawks. And again, out near midfield. Nicely done there by Racinos. And this will be McAllister. And before McAllister puts it into play, officials stop the action.
And while we have a second here, this is Matt Printup is the center referee. Tyler Dawson, ER1, and Alex Wozniak, ER2.
Shot towards the net. There's one that goes, well, that's worth 3 in football, but it's not worth anything here.
Yeah, I call it the imaginary 3.
Yeah. And one right between the uprights. Something that the Vikings could have used a couple weeks ago. Again, it's Racinos sending it out near midfield.
Not this weekend, but next weekend. No, just that one weekend, so I got a
Hawks trying to regain control.
There's a scramble for it.
It's Abraham for the Hawks.
I'm not totally comfortable with it.
Hawks regains. Centering pass is deflected. Back out towards Abraham. Here come the Hopkins Royals, and tripped up as he was going ahead there once again was Aranjaris Macias. So we'll have the free kick here from about the 40-yard line. You can see as he goes ahead, he's just gets caught up in one of the defenders.
Yelling at the referee, hey.
Yeah.
And a valid point.
Had a good point.
He had a very good point. He was right.
Here's Zach Coet with the free kick.
Entering the game, the Hawks, Sebastian Ruiz.
52 yards out. They were just bunching up about 10 yards ahead of the goal area.
You can see him battling for position here. The ball is spotted at about the 42-yard line here for this free kick.
Right, 52.
And it is caught by Sam Thurston. So, as you pointed out, about a 52-yard attempt there.
Actually, a pretty good shot when you think about that.
It really was. Right on goal, too.
Yeah, unfortunately for the kicker, the keeper was right there waiting for it. We have a Cooper player down on the turf.
Slow to get up. As he was tripped up was Henry Sua. And boy, he has been very active so far. They can ill afford to lose Henry Sua. Take a look again what happened to Henry.
I think he may have extended that.
Maybe just a shin.
Shin.
Yeah, looked like he might have gotten kicked in the shin.
Yeah, just above the shin guard. A little backwards kick. That was pretty.
Very nice by Alexis Martinez. And Henry Sua took some of his frustrations on that kick in the shin out on one of the defenders, just whacked it right into somebody. And it goes out off of Hopkins, and so the Royals will watch
for the Royals,
Cooper throw in.
Abakir Anaga.
Yeah, he was local. Yeah.
Diamond Yali
And for the Hawks,
on the
number
throw-in.
11, Diamond
Hurry.
Yali.
Check that. Yelly is not throwing it in, but. And.
Offside.
Yeah.
I never got. Didn't have a talent.
Yali right there to take it away. Here comes Cooper. They do have a man advantage here.
See if they can get it passed around.
This is Martinez. To the side of the goal, centers, and comes back out in front, and the Royals able to clear it out of there. Good job by the Royals defensively.
Yeah, the Hawks had the numbers, but the Royals came back on defense and choked that one off nicely.
Ball comes up out of play along the near sidelines towards the Hopkins bench. Throw in for the Royals. So it'll be Charlie McAllister throwing it in.
Entering the game for the Royals, number 10, Eddie Garcia, number 18.
As you see the clock winding down, we're down to the 12-minute mark here in half number one. No score. Really no great opportunities for either club.
No, I don't think we've seen one quality shot on either side yet, but they are trying to get it maneuvered so they can. Expect this to be a deep throw.
Throw in again by Zach Coet towards the net and right back out to Zach.
That was a nice camera shot. I like that.
The Hawks the other way.
Hawks trying to counter. Keeper is way out.
Oh boy, he took a big chance, did Jonas Swan, and it paid off.
If that forward would have tapped that ball over his head, it was nothing but empty net.
Yeah, that would have been a goal for the Hawks, without question.
Smells like smoke. I gotta go. I think it's my car.
Cooper regains control on that far side. To
I
Yali.
had a grenade.
Yali moving ahead and knocked off his foot.
Again, they
Chase.
got the numbers.
And the shot is going to go wide. Now the Hawks have had some opportunities, no real great quality opportunities though, as you mentioned.
Entering the game for
And
the
they had
Royals,
some
number 12, Tyler Elliott, and number 16, Ishmael Castro Montoya.
situations where they had Hopkins outnumbered, but they were unable to finish the job.
Right. You talk to most coaches, they say the number one thing that they work on is finishing.
Here comes a chance for the Hopkins Royals. Centering pass right out in front. Shot and a save by Thurston. Wow.
Oh, wow. Now there's first-class defense right there.
Jate was right on top of him. Tyler Elliott was there.
Look at this.
Here's Elliott and slides it over to Jate. And Jate probably should have taken that
He should've-
earlier.
Yep.
And then Thurston covers it up nicely. Nice job, as you mentioned, by Wilson Racinos to get back on defense.
Excellent job of getting back and making that block. That was just outstanding. So we have a foul called against the Royals.
But I think Jate, he should have shot that when he had, or Tyler Elliott should have shot that when he had the chance.
I agree.
He waited
One step too many.
one too many dribbles.
Yeah. But it was certainly exciting.
Here comes Elliott. Near sideline. Regathers, gets it back out front. McAllister trying to maintain control for Hopkins. Elliott chases it down. Picked up by the Hawks. Move it out near midfield where Yali gets in on the action. Yali sends it ahead. Taking off his foot. Here come the Royals again. Now things are starting to open up a little bit, if nothing else here.
Yeah, both teams are mounting some pretty good offensive attacks.
I think we've seen the end of the feeling out process.
Oh, that ended about 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, they're starting to open it up a little bit.
It's
here.
full speed ahead.
That's okay. Hawks trying to keep it in play. They do.
Well, I tell you, that was some pretty accurate passing
Right
down
along the sideline.
Yeah, that was pretty slick.
Simon Dyson doing the job there. Dyson trying to get it away from McAllister. And it'll be McAllister with the free kick off that foul. Towards the net. Hawks do a good job of breaking it up. Elliott with a shot deflected by the defense. Here come the Hawks. This is Yali. Into the head now for Martinez. Picked off by McAllister. Another opportunity for the Royals as they come ahead. Lead pass for Elliott, and he is steamrolled, and the Hawks able to regain control. McAllister intercepts. McAllister with a long lead pass. Backwards lead, and again, good defensive play to keep it out of the middle of the field there. Royals starting to put a little more pressure on now. Here comes Jate in. He'll take a shot, and a goal! Hayden Salargo. Or was it? Was it 10 or 11 that scored? I believe it was. Well, obviously it was 10, and he's not on our. He's not anywhere on our rosters here. Maybe you have it in the truck. Beautiful goal, though.
Yeah, nice move here. Look at this nice ball movement, and then pokes it.
He pokes it with the right foot.
Yeah, right off the outside of the right foot.
Pretty goal.
Look at nice move here. The defender leans the wrong way. Keeper has no chance on that one.
Eddie Garcia is your goal scorer, all right? Mark that on your roster there, Coach. So Eddie Garcia, the mystery man number 10, who is not on the roster, is in the scorebook, if nothing else, huh?
Certainly is.
That's the most important thing, 1-0 Hopkins. So now an uphill battle for the Cooper Hawks. But they have had their opportunities. This is Racinos, and we know he's got a long leg after some of those goal kicks he's had.
Yes, he does. Gets us right on the goal area.
And it's going to be knocked out of play back over the end line. So it will be a goal kick now for Jonas Swan and the Hopkins Royals.
Hamza, number 14, tried to get a header on it and couldn't quite connect. Time running down 5:14 in the first half.
Eddie Garcia as the lone score of this match. And it was a pretty one. Here come the Royals. Another opportunity for Hopkins. On that far side. Right out to Garcia again. And this time the Hawks able to avert disaster. Ahead they come. This is Lambe Wilson. Wilson still with it. Tries to lead pass to Henry Sua, and that one's deflected, and Hopkins regains control. Back out to Garcia. Around the horn it goes. Long lead, and Thurston there to scoop it up.
Yeah, I don't know if that was a long lead or a
shot?
missed pass.
Yeah. And that one's going to go out of play. And the Royals will have a throw in here. So 3:41 to go, first half. Clock winding down. 1-0 Hopkins leading the Cooper Hawks.
Number 23, Colin O'Reilly.
The Royals' first goal since September 6th, when they played Wayzata to a 1-1 tie.
So that's a pretty good tie.
It is. So that's 5 matches ago.
So the drought is over.
The drought is over. Sam Thurston scoops it up. Nice high punt. And that one goes out of play, but it'll be a throw in for the Hawks.
Cooper wasting no time getting that throwing in. Trying to force the ball with about 5 players around him. Usually ends up in a turnover.
Back the other way. Picked up at midfield by the Hawks. Nice job defensively there by Nambo Garcia. And what do we got? It'll be a free kick for the Hopkins Royals. Down to the 2-minute warning.
I'm not going to say anything.
I'm just giving you a 2-minute warning.
Yeah, I know.
I'm going to avoid getting a fight.
Just want to let you know, because I know you're going to be finishing off that hot dog in about 2 minutes.
Yeah, it's used to be two minutes to halftime. Now it's 2 minutes to hot dog. Have to enjoy ourselves. A minute and a half to go in the first half. 1-0 Hopkins. Trying to hang on to the lead going into the half.
Hawks get it back out near midfield. Scooped up there by Sua. Ahead it goes and back into the hands of the Hopkins Royals. They have a 1-0 lead here. And knocked out a play. And it'll be a Hopkins throw-in.
Oh, I could do that. We'll have a dance.
Lead pass is intercepted. There's a shot towards the net that hits a Cooper defender. The Hawks the other way.
Well, we've seen a lot of that in the first half. A lot of takeaways and a lot of steals, a lot of good tackles.
I'm doing that, and I could also do it,
Thurston rolls it to one of his defenders on that far side.
Waterfall. Let's do it. Play it. Oh, I grabbed the crowd.
Here come the Royals.
That's what he does.
Back and forth they go, and that will end half number 1. There he is, Eddie Garcia. He's got the match's lone goal. We'll see if that'll stand up. We are at the half. Our score, Hopkins 1, Cooper Hawks 0. Stay with us. You are watching Boys High School Soccer right here on CCX.
You think getting dumped by text is harsh? Try getting dumped by a tennis ball. My ex-owner drove me out to the woods, yelled fetch, and by the time I bought the ball back, he was gone. Yeah, I was pissed. But the folks at the shelter helped me let go of my anger. I learned coping skills, like taking it to the hole. Boom! Now I'm ready to fetch again. But how about I throw and you run and get it?
Marie, you have prediabetes.
Prediabetes? I don't have time to eat right or exercise. I'm a busy mom.
Oh, you're a busy mom.
Yeah.
This is great news. Busy moms never get prediabetes.
Wait, what?
Let me just... Yeah, this is all the people at risk for prediabetes, and way over here, busy moms. No?
How's your hair? Is it pretty?
Daddy.
It's pretty.
Maybe I'll say that. Maybe I'll say that.
Action!
One rip Hopkins over the Cooper Hawks. We are halfway home here between these two non-conference rivals. Of course, there was a day when they were both in that Lake Conference. That day is long since past.
Yep.
But the big thing here is that Hopkins is on the board, and that's something they haven't done for a long time. About 3 weeks they have gone without a goal, and they've done a pretty good job defensively too.
They've been very good on defense, reacting very well. It's actually also the same thing for Cooper. They've been doing well on defense also. Here's the opportunity. Boy, that was kind of scary.
Yeah, he's coming way out of the goal there, Jonas Swan. And then Elliott with the centering pass here, and then the defense, nice defensive job there by Racinos. And then here's the one goal, and it's a beaut. Kind of punched through there past Sam Thurston. And Eddie Garcia has the Hopkins Royals up 1-0 on that goal. And shots not, I mean, it really does lean towards Hopkins, although it's only a 1-0 contest. But as we talked about, possession time for Cooper was pretty good for most of that first half.
Right, they just couldn't get anything past the midline. Royals with 10 shots, 7 on goal, 3 fouls, and 2 corner kicks. Cooper with 3 shots, 1 on goal, 7 fouls, and no corner kicks yet.
So we are at the half. The Hopkins Royals have broken through. As I said, their first goal in 3 weeks, and let's see if they can hang on or add to it here in the second half of play. It is Hopkins 1, Cooper 0. We'll be back with second half play after this time.
There was an old woman who lived in a shoe. She had so many children, she didn't know what to do. She gave them some broth without any bread and kissed them all soundly and put them to bed. Hunger is a story we can end. End it at feedingamerica.org. La 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 la, I love you so. I love you, I love you. La 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 la, la 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 la.
We're here.
Yay!
It's a short drive from your neighborhood to your naturehood. To find a neighborhood park or green space near you, visit discovertheforest.org.
So there you are, shuffling through a stack of resumes and you come to mine. This is it, first impression, my way in. But can my resume show you how I truly stand out? Like that I was studying, going to night school while working 2 jobs just to help my parents pay for groceries. Or being the first one to always step up. No, that's something you just can't put on paper. Look beyond the resume and discover new ways to develop great talent that is dedicated, hardworking, and determined like me.
Well, so far the rain has held off. We'll see if we can make it through another half without getting precipitated on. Cooper Hawks hoping to precipitate at least 1 goal here in the second half. They trail 1-0 thanks to the play of that fellow right there, Eddie Garcia.
Boy, that was a pretty goal.
With a nifty goal to break a long scoreless drought for the Hopkins Royals. There's a good look at Carter Stromberg for the Cooper Hawks. Stromberg, a senior defenseman. So we are set, and Hopkins will put it into play here. Hanging on to that 1-0 lead. And immediately they go out over the touchline, so a throw in for the Hawks.
And more importantly, the turnover, unforced turnover.
Yeah. I saw, I didn't see who it was, but one of the Hopkins Royals had his hands up like, what are you doing? We just started.
Yeah, you don't want a turnover that wasn't forced.
Especially right when you come out of a huddle. Drives coaches crazy. Hawks trying to keep it alive here. See if they can get a good shot opportunity. There's one, and Swan makes the save. Swan with the long punt out near midfield. Hawks play it ahead. That was Stromberg. Taken away by Hopkins. This is Garcia. Drops it off. Leaves it there for Aranjaris Macias.
Nice counter, but turns out to be a turnover.
This is Paschke on the throw-in now. Header there by Stromberg. Picked up by Robe for Cooper. And out over the touchline, last touched by the Hopkins Royals, so it'll be a Cooper throw-in. How was the hot dog, by the way?
Very good.
Very good.
Oh, you had one.
I'm just asking how yours was. I know how mine was.
It's the same.
Well, you never know.
I'll let you blame that.
I do believe they were in 2 different wrappers. Oh, there's a little shove, and that's going to be called. Who, me?
Yeah, right. As soon as fouls are called, the finger pointing starts.
Yeah, Jate threw his hands up. Who, me? Come on. You know, back in the day, you could probably get away with that, but now with video replay, you'll probably look at that when he's watching this replay and say, well, maybe I did shove it.
You'll see it when he watches the game.
Yeah, everybody else saw it.
Okay, Cooper moving the ball here finally.
Yeah, there's an opportunity. Right out in front, shot towards the net, hits a couple of defenders. Boy, there was a slew of Hopkins defenders there.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. You know, maybe what Cooper needs to do now is do not come up the center because the center is being flooded.
And just as you say that, they work it to the perimeter. This is Sua.
Oh, then shoved off the ball.
and knocked out of play, and it'll be a Cooper throw-in. So the Hawks will throw in along this near sideline. Back over the touchline and throw in for the Royals. Paschke. Back to him. Boy, kind of lifted into the middle of the field. I don't think he wanted to do that.
No, that was not the right thing to do.
Zach Coet will put it in play here for the Royals. They lead 1-0 on the strength of an Eddie Garcia goal. There's a little over 5 minutes to go in the first half. Play out near midfield. Back and forth they go. Played there by Jack Speck for the Royals. The Royals almost seem like they're in a defensive shell already.
Yeah, they're kind of protecting the ball.
There's another opportunity. Shot. Oh, and Swan comes way out. And he got his left hand down there at the last second to stop that rebound from going past him.
Well, see it again. That was a major error on the defense, letting that happen.
See if we get a chance to see that again and watch the netminder, Jonas Swan. Came way out, got the initial stop, then the ball went right back to Cooper, and then he had to stick his left hand out there in order to stop that shot from going in.
Yeah. Here we go, real quickly.
Watch it again here.
Turns it.
Leaves it back for the... Yeah, and then I'm telling you, that left hand by Swan is all that was between a 1-1 game and...
You got it,
yeah.
You got it. That was... I almost had to think, gee, which direction are we going here? So Hopkins fends off that one.
They have not been very sharp here so far in the second half.
And they draw another foul.
Where are we on the foul count? I know Cooper had 7 in the first half.
Total
is that 4 now for Cooper, or Hopkins? Don't you have? Shot 3 more points for the Hawks through the uprights. Sua, good look at him, smiling as he knows he lifted that one a little bit high. Back out to midfield. Why the Royals have not had virtually little or no penetration into the Cooper zone end of the field here in the second half.
But they've had no shots whatsoever in the second half.
They barely got it past midfield. They look like the Vikings in the first half against the Bills on Sunday. Never making it into Bills territory. Now we're in a shove, and now Hopkins will have a golden opportunity here. Just as we say that.
They have a set play from the 29 yards out.
So it's right on the 19-yard line of the football field. And as you said, you add the 10 for the goal for the end zone. It'll be a free kick opportunity for Christian Aranjaras Mencias.
Yeah, we don't know who's going to actually kick it yet.
No, you're right. We don't. And that one's going up and again through the uprights.
Another imaginary 3.
It's the third one of the game.
But the good news for the Royals is they actually got a shot off.
For the Royals, number 12, Tyler.
But that one by Colin O'Reilly was plenty high. And so they will continue with that 1-0 lead at this point. We're about a quarter of the way through this second half. Hawks bring it ahead. There's a centering pass, and that one deflected back out front. Chases on a couple of Cooper Hawks running into each other. And here comes an opportunity now for the Hopkins Royals.
One-on-one with one trailer.
And 3 more points.
Oh my goodness.
Wow, well, once again, that was Christian Aranjuez Mencias, and he went high and through the goalpost. But you can see how he just outraced the defense here.
He's right behind the defense. He's got a trailer. He can slow it up and set up something, and it takes a shot, and he goes above the goal area or the net area.
We're both. Back out to midfield. Here come the Hawks the other direction.
So as the old cliche goes, that Cooper's still hanging in there. They're hanging around.
And they're going to get a corner. I think this will be their first corner of the match, right? Are they going to get a corner here, or was that last touch by Cooper? It looked to me like Hopkins touched it last.
No, that was the goal kick.
All right.
They have...
I'd like to see that. Let's see here. I don't know.
I thought that was a corner.
Yeah, it looked like a corner to me.
You're right. Good eye.
Occasionally I get something right.
Nice takeaway. I'll tell you, Cooper looking very aggressive.
Now it's the only way they're going to get back into this contest.
Right.
Throw in here for Stromberg. Long lead pass, and that goes right back into the possession of the Cooper Hawks. Picked off there by Colin O'Reilly. Leaves it back now for, it was Paschke. Oh, boy. That's going to be a foul on the Hawks.
I really thought it was 1.5.
Hey, that's why we don't let the first one go. So the second one.
Here's it again.
O'Reilly goes down hard.
And it spins them around.
So the foul on Lombe Wilson. Not sure who it was that shouted that. You probably heard it because I could hear it in my headsets. That's why you don't let the first one go, because that's what happens. In other words, it has happened previously, or so the person who was shouting thought so. I don't know if that was from the Hopkins bench or where it came from. Sounded like something that might come from the bench. Let's just leave it at that.
Yes.
Nice job by Sam Thurston. Got a lot of leg on that one. Goes deep into the Hopkins end now. Back out towards midfield.
Trying to track it down, get it under control, and then you lost it. But fortunately, it's going to be a throw-in going in Cooper direction.
And out of play. Hawks regain control. Right in the middle there, and right there to break it up for Hopkins was Charlie McAllister. McAllister picks it up now. McAllister sends it ahead. Still with it. Nice job by McAllister.
And even though it was being hounded by the Hopkins player, he managed to keep control of it.
Back to Thurston. Line drive out near midfield. Chased down by the Hawks. And out over the touchline, throw in for Hopkins. It's a good look at
the game for the Royals, number 8, Babakir Banaga.
The Royals. They make some substitutions here. It's Banaga, Babakar Banaga coming in, senior forward.
Yeah, and number 2, Paschke.
Throw in there by Collett.
Again, nice and deep.
There's another shot. Oh, Thurston with a great save. A diving stop. Watch it again. This
is a rocket that came in. No.
And once again, it was Garcia.
Yeah.
And Thurston this time read it. It was almost very similar to the style of goal that he scored on in the first half. Just kind of punched it through.
But that one had some pretty good zip on it. So.
One more look at that.
That's a pretty good punch.
Yeah.
And the Thurston dived on it.
Kind of played possum on him. Didn't really, was sitting behind a defender and.
Oh, it's kind of nonchalant.
Yeah.
And then punched it towards the net. Good reaction by the keeper.
Trying to catch him off guard. And Thurston with a good reaction, as he's mentioned. Hawks coming ahead now. Stromberg, long lead pass is intercepted at midfield. Royals going the other way. And what do we have? Another foul?
Yep, this one going against.
Yep, against Hopkins. Cooper quickly gathers and sends it ahead. It's Muhammad with the long lead pass. That one's intercepted. Hawks battle for it in the corner. And it goes out of play and hits one of our cameras.
Yeah, please don't do that.
Great angle. I love that angle. Our sideline camera on this end.
Entering the game for the Royals, number 16 is now Pascal Montoya.
Paschke with the throw in. Hawks intercept. Taken off. Yep, taken off the foot of Robbe there.
Good double team. They get the turnover, but then they turn it right back over again.
Comes all the way back to the goalkeeper, Thurston. He sends it back out near midfield. Lead the head for Muhammad. Opportunity now again for the Hawks. Circling there, that's Martinez. Martinez still with it. Long shot towards the net, and Swan is there to gather it in. Jonas Swan. Check that. That is now Ben Caudette in the goal. They have gone to the junior Ben Caudette now in goal.
Nice shot, Taylor. That was good.
Lame Wilson for the Hawks, getting set to back on defense as the Royals send it ahead. McAllister, Thurston's there to grab it. Oh, barely.
Here's the kick. Thurston comes out.
He kind of dribbles it and then lowers the elbow as he. That's how you get a rebound in basketball. Get those elbows out and make sure nobody bothers you.
Yeah, I think number 7, Mansfield was calling for shoving. No call. There was another call against the Royals.
Long lead is intercepted by the Royals. Past the midfield stripe. Stromberg leaves it for Thurston.
Yeah, Thurston called him off. Doing the right thing, communicating with his defender, telling him what he wants to get let through and what he wants to have the defender kick out. We're going to do the same thing.
Yep, this time just left it for him. a little more quickly. This is Paschke now. Paschke, a little shove of his own there. Use that left elbow to clear some space. And play is whistled down.
I feel like that's hard.
Substitution, I believe, is what we're going to get here. Paschke will come out.
Yeah, I think the player was already checked in.
So the throw in for Hopkins, that'll be
entering the game for the Royals, number 5,
Paintsill. Nagori Paintsill, junior midfielder, throws it in, gets it back.
Oh, hiking was pretty cool.
Leaves it for Garcia.
Yeah, that was
Takeaway. Wow.
Nope, it was the sandwich I had at Schlotz's.
Cooper's had their fair share of those tonight.
Actually, both teams have had some really incredible amount of takeaways and aggressively attacking the ball. Yeah, it's turned in, you know, it was a 3-4 touch, now it's a 1 touch.
Taylor, how about you?
Back it comes now for Cooper. This is as we approach the midway point here of the second half. Hopkins with the 1-0 lead. This is Elliott. Little pop fly.
Needs more protection.
Battle there. Ismael for the Royals. It's Ismael Castro Montoya. Sophomore midfielder. Ahead it goes. Right back out towards midfield. Hopkins regains control.
Have you seen his eyes?
Here's Elliott. Elliott scoots it ahead. Picked up by Honduras Mencias. Elliott didn't know where it went. It popped up over his head. Hawks able to regain control. Down the near sideline and out of play. Throw in for Muhammad. And we're going to have a handball.
Entering the game for the Royals, number 14, Musa Jati.
So, Hopkins throw in after the handball. Royals maintaining that 1-0 lead. Boy, that's
somebody's got to call that. Come on.
Something has to get called, one way or the other. Quickly, Stromberg sets up for the free kick.
I mean, look at this. Just grabbing each other and pushing each other.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
There's a shot towards the net. Nice job defensively to head it out of there. Another shot and tipped out. Boy, good job by the netminder, Ben Codet.
Just got a hand on it. That was headed for the back of the net. Watch this.
Codet
just
redirected it basically is all he did. Didn't try to do anything fancy, just figured.
For the Hawks, number 11, Diamond Yuri.
So we will now have the first corner of the match for the Hawks.
See if they can make good on it. They quickly put Diamond Yili into the match. Now they hook a little bit too hard, and that one's going to be way out of play as Alexis Martinez let it fly too high and too hard. So goal kick for the Hopkins Royals.
Someone told me last week, one of the guys that
out near midfield.
He goes, Minneapolis is the most beautiful city.
Here come the Hawks again.
It's pretty.
A little tango out there with Garcia.
But it's flat.
Garcia regains it, gets shoved from behind. Now he's got it. Sends it ahead. Stromberg there to break it up. And the ball rolls over the touch line. And it'll be a Cooper throw in.
Pretty nice. I don't know.
Time starting to wind down here. 16:45 to go in the contest. Hopkins leading Cooper 1-0.
And that 1 point lead is looking precarious right now.
Yeah, Hawks have put on some good pressure in the second half.
Right.
But Hopkins has made some equally nice defensive plays in order to hang on to that 1-0 lead. Here they come again. Long lead and punched out of play. So Elliott racing to the ball there.
So corner number 2 coming up for the Hawks. The last one was a bit outside.
This is Henry Sua. Going to put it in play. Sua, nicely done. And
yep, nicely done. You got it.
That was way better than the last one. Sua regains control, centers it again, and the Hawks unable to connect. Too many Royals in there breaking it up. Hopkins does a nice job of just clearing the other end. Thurston comes way out of the net.
And he put a header on the ball. How many times have you seen a keeper throw a header?
Well, Sam's got that flow going, so he figured he might as well use it. His dad told me not to tease him about it.
Oh my goodness, that was wonderful.
So I'm not going to tease him. We'll just talk about the flow and the header.
Oh, okay. I love this. This is great. Shot coming from way out. That's
well, not what we were expecting, but that's okay. It's all good. This one goes over the touchline. It'll be a throw in for the Hawks. So Cooper maintaining some pressure here.
Yes, they are. They're putting excellent pressure on them, moving the ball well, shooting at the defense. Defense is hanging in there, blocking shots, but Cooper's looking pretty darn good right now.
Long throw in, and Hopkins able to clear it out of there.
Nice high kick.
And headed out of there.
Actually, when I got Delta Comfort,
Hawks maintaining control.
No, they don't, so I got it.
Trying to get the equalizer here.
Got a screwdriver.
You know, we talked extensively about the struggles Hopkins has had in scoring, but let's flip that and talk about what they've been able to do defensively. Other than the 5-0 Washburn loss, you know, Eden Prairie was a 0-0 tie.
Right.
They only lost 2-0 to Bloomington Kennedy, and you go back a couple matches before that, 1-1 game to Wayzata and a 0-0 match against Chaska. So they've had several of these matches where they've played excellent defense. They just haven't been able to score.
Right.
There's a shot, and it's going to go high and wide. Thurston watches that one roll into the night. And I think, we're 12:51, barring overtime. I think we're going to escape the rain tonight. It has not hit yet.
It'll hit us when we're walking to the car.
We're walking to the car. We got about a half-mile walk to the car. That'll be perfect. I'm looking forward to it. I did bring an umbrella.
So did I.
Good thinking. You're almost as smart as me.
Not if you go with a parent.
Play whistle down.
Hey, man, you gotta recognize that. That's what Lynn worked on.
12 minutes to go in the half.
Hawks.
Well, I tell you, they are
they've kind of been swarming here in the second half.
They're almost relentless.
Last touched. So this should be another corner, correct? I believe it is. Yeah, it is. So the third corner here for the Hawks. Is that 3, correct? Or is it 4?
3.
Okay, this is number 3.
Yeah, they got nothing in the first half.
So Henry Sua with corner kick number 3 for the Hawks. See if they can take advantage of one of these. There's a perfect placement, but the Hopkins defense has been wonderful.
Get in there and flick that ball out of there.
And the Royals able to clear it all the way back out towards midfield and into the Hawks' end. Out of play.
Brief takeaway, but went over the line.
Yep. Royals throw it in on the far side, and it'll be a Royals throw in again. That's just what the doctor ordered for Hopkins. Possession, take your time, no rush. You can see how that whole formula has changed. This Hopkins throw in. Very time consuming, took about 15, 20 seconds off the clock. As we approach the 10-minute mark. Ooh, looks like Yali got hit in the face or something. He's holding him. Ball goes back out of play. And it will be Royals throw in again. Cooper regains control. Long lead. Way out of the net comes Codette. Sends it out near midfield. Chased down by the Hawks. Throw in for Cooper. Race towards the ball. Thurston comes out. Ball is loose as the goaltender goes down. But fortunately for Cooper, Carter Stromberg was there to clear it out. Hawks get it back out to midfield. On the far side, and last touched by
Hopkins.
Take a look at this again. Thurston comes out.
Knocks the ball out of there, and then
head over heels goes Christian Aranguras Macias. And Stromberg cleared it out of there. A dangerous situation.
Well, that's what you want your defense to do. You know, help out that keeper. We have another foul against.
Well, at this end, Musa Jate went down and just kind of sat there for a minute. And that one goes over the touchline. Throw in for Cooper on the far side. And the clock now becoming the enemy of the Hawks.
And if you're a Hopkins fan, you're saying go clock. Still plenty of time to get the equalizer.
Ooh, and last touch by Hopkins. As Aranguras Macias could not handle it. Nice cross on the near side. Picked off by the Royals, and Hopkins regains control. Back to Stromberg.
Have you done it, Sam? So why do you want to see me? Probably be terrifying.
Throw in on that far side.
Get that one in deep. It's in front. And looks like we're going to have fouled against
the Hawks.
The Hawks. Their third of the second half.
10th of the contest.
Hopkins on the other side has collected 17 of them. 16. 12. Looking in the wrong column. 12.
No comment.
Don't go there.
No comment. Where'd you get your high school education? What state?
Minnesota.
Oh, okay.
Central High School.
St. Paul, Minneapolis?
St. Paul Central.
St. Paul Central.
Yeah.
The Pioneers? Is that right?
No, Minutemen.
Minutemen, that's right.
That's where I graduated from.
The Minutemen. Near Concordia University in St. Paul.
Yeah.
And the now Seafoam Stadium over there. I drive by it all the time on I-94.
Entering the game for the Royals, number 8, Navigare Patnaga.
So a throw in for Hopkins. As time continues to wind down on Cooper. Gorley, Paintsill with the throw in. This is Elliott. Elliott with the cross, nobody there. Picked up on the far side by McAllister. And whacked out a play by the Hawks, so it's going to be a throw in for Hopkins. And again, they'll take their time here.
Yeah, they would love to get a goal here just to ice the game.
But you could tell the difference in the first half when there was no score, of course.
Right.
You take that ball on your throw in and you're quick, you want to catch the defense off guard and all that. Now it's take your time.
Yep.
Let yourself set up, take some time off the clock. Right out in front of Thurston. There's a shot, and that one goes wide. Elliott was pursuing and was unable to get really a clear shot. You'll see it again here. Elliott battling with Stromberg there, and then gets a foot on it, but obviously he's way wide of the net.
Yeah, and he was way too close to the net for a good shot.
Yeah.
You know, looking at the numbers for Hopkins, they were shooting 70% on-goal percentage in the first half, 20% in the second half, for an overall of 53%. So they've slacked off a bit in the second half in terms of shots on goal.
Stromberg, long lead, and it is picked off, and right back out to Stromberg.
Little shove over the back, nothing called.
Well, Hopkins has maintained a defensive posture here in the second half.
Yeah, they become conservative.
But it's been effective.
Yeah, but part of that also is Cooper's playing at a much higher level.
Good job by Thurston to whack it back out to midfield. Taken down there by Wilson. Wilson's lead pass intercepted. It comes right back to him, however. Wilson, long lead along the sideline. Hawks still maintain control. That's Sua. And boy, the Hopkins Royals will be happy to do that a couple more times.
Yep, just send the ball down there and run off those seconds.
Precious seconds come off the clock. 2:40 to go.
So let me ask you something.
All right.
Let's forget the records of both teams. From what you've seen tonight, these two teams playing, what do you think?
I'll tell you what I like from each club. I love the goaltending. I think Sam Thurston's played a great game, to be honest with you, for Cooper.
Yep.
I like and I think offensively, I think Cooper is very talented. And I think defensively, Hopkins is very good. That's my take on this. And I think that Hopkins was able to get the one goal. I mean,
right.
If you ask me which team is better offensively, I would say Cooper. I think they're a better offensive team, and I think that Hopkins is probably a little bit better defensive player.
Comes an opportunity.
Another shot, and Thurston is there again.
When I watch these two teams play tonight, it's hard to fathom that their record is what it is.
Yeah, I would agree. Now, whether they both looked at it as an opportunity to pick up that elusive victory,
we don't know. That's what we're saying before the game. I wanted to see how these teams played to understand why they are struggling, but they're two very good teams, and they played well tonight.
Stromberg trying to break it up. A little pushing and shoving going on.
Just a bit.
Elliott with the shot. Oh, he went off the side of his foot. He
shanked it.
Yeah, he sure did.
Oh. He looks like me on the golf course. Ka-ching. Cooper with the last opportunity to get something going here.
Less than a minute to go.
They're not winning a lot more.
I think the one defensive thing that, other than the goaltending of Thurston, that you have to like about Cooper are the takeaways. And you've talked about it all night long.
Yeah.
They've done a terrific job on takeaways.
Absolutely, and it's very impressive.
So there are aspects to their game that's very good.
Yes. I'll tell you, this has been a very entertaining game.
It really has. For a 1-0 game?
It's been it's back and forth, a lot of activity, a lot of action, a lot of takeaways, good saves. And here we go, 25 seconds.
The Hawks in desperation mode now. Oh boy, Hopkins will be happy to do that 2 or 3 more times. Maybe not even necessary. That might be the last one right there.
Right, we're down to 12 seconds.
Thurston comes way out, and that is that. Unless we have some. Do we have injury time?
No, residual.
No? Okay.
Our clock on the screen didn't match the scoreboard.
Well, that's all she wrote, but a pretty good contest, and the Hopkins Royals get their first win of the season.
So congratulations to them. Like I said, I think both teams played a very entertaining game. Good individual play, good passing, lots of speed, lots of takeaways, and all the things that the coach wants you to do.
And the man of the hour is Eddie Garcia. He picks up the 1 goal, and it was a beauty. Almost had 2, if not for a brilliant save by Thurston. But Eddie Garcia's 1 goal is the difference in this one. As the Hopkins Royals win for the first time this season, they beat Cooper tonight by a final score of 1-0. For Sig Ligry and the rest of our crew, thanks so much for joining us. I'm Wally Langfellow. Have a good night, everybody.